back to the marvelous mastermind behind the movies. You're probably wondering I played It's a Mad World by Gary Jules. I don't want to be copyrighted by Viacom again. Well, I played that song because I am mad right now. You may not see it, but the movie took so much. I was angry at this movie so much, I have no emotions. The movie I'm talking about, The Greatest Showman. People saying, oh, this movie's so awesome, Hugh Jackman's so amazing, the musical numbers are awesome, it inspires good messages. This movie sucks. It's cliche, stupid, and all around not a fun movie. I guess we'll start with the plot. Alright. So P.T. Barnum, played by Hugh Jackman, is leading a circus full of freaks. And the biggest one of them all, Zac Efron. Anybody who's in High School Musical is a freak, but besides the point. After a pretty cool song, I mean, heck, all the songs are really good. You got the team behind La La Land to do songs, it's gonna be really awesome. Anyway, after that, we go into a flashback. He and his father were very poor. They had to work for this rich family. Eventually, the son has a, romantic moment with Charity, played by Michelle Williams. And they eventually get to know each other after one occurrence, and they say that she's going to boarding school, and they said, we're not going to be split up, I know. You guys are in love after one occurrence where you didn't even talk to each other? You just laughed. Then the kid suddenly goes into a song sequence saying a million dreams. Then we get flash forwards of the life, and they keep in contact through letters. And then eventually he goes back as an adult, takes the daughter, and they get married eventually. Yes. Isn't that how you meet your future wife? Once when you were a kid, then you constantly write letters to each other saying how much you love each other, then you don't see each other for 30 years. Doesn't make sense. Well, whatever. They eventually have 2 kids, but P.T. Barnum loses his job at a bank company due to bankruptcy. So he takes a loan from the bank to go buy his own museum. And eventually hires freaks to get the show on the road. It's successful, but soon problems come up. Jackman becomes more infuriated with his rich life, eventually buying the childhood home he and Charity met. And eventually he distanced himself from his freaks who he said he would treated as normal people to better further himself. And eventually he meets this woman, a Swedish opera singer, if you will. I can't remember her name, so I'm just gonna call her Swedish opera singer. And here's the funny thing. So this guy called her up to do opera, but she's singing a pop song. A pop song. I guess pop songs are the new opera. Hey, you know what's the new rock and roll? Gangster rap. Yeah. And she sings Never Enough. And eventually Jackman leaves his family to go on the road with her. And of course, like any cliche, she falls in love with him, but he does not return her affections because he has a wife and a kid. So she says, fuck you. So she says, fuck you, by performing their song one more time, then kissing Jackman on the stage. What a bitch. Eventually, Jackman returns to his town, while Zac Efron holds up the whole entire thing. He got Zac Efron, a playwright, to join them, and he holds up the whole thing while falling in love with Zendaya, one of the freaks. Very quickly after, they don't even have a emotional confrontation. They just hold hands one time and say, I'm in love with you. Me too. And then after a big fire, Zac Efron thinks Zendaya's in the fire, so he runs in, tries to save her, but she's outside, so I guess he'll die for nothing. But of course Jackman has to save Efron, because we gotta keep that romance up. And eventually he brings him back. He's in the hospital. Zendaya sits by him all night. And Jackman gets drunk. A perfect representation of what I want to do after seeing this pile of crap. So eventually, his wife leaves him with their children after seeing the news photo. He goes to a bar, as I said before, and the freaks come in saying, "Don't worry, you were a good person, even though you further yourself from us, became a complete jackass, and kissed this woman in the back of your wife." And then they just sing another pop song, and Jackman goes to convince her. He convinces her. Then they find after the fire, they find a new place. We go back, and Jackman just says to Efron during their performance, saying, "Here, you take them. I'm getting all the money. You just get to lead them now." Then Efron just is the leader now, and he goes to see his kids on an elephant, no less. He makes a grand entrance on an elephant, and then he just leaves the elephant there. I mean, what the fuck? And then the movie ends, blah, blah, blah. So some goods. The songs. Yes, those are really good. My favorites are The Other Side, Rewrite the Stars, This Is Me, and The Greatest Show. Those are all really good songs that obviously took a lot of time and dedication to make and would have been great in another film. The acting. Well, the characters are not good, and certainly the writing isn't. All the actors try to put in their best determination to performance. Jackman's trying his hardest. Williams, everybody's trying their hardest. Even I gotta give some credit to Efron. And the choreography's good. The sets are nice. All the technicals are decent. But here's the problem. There are two things wrong with this film that make it from a decent film to a craptacular film. First, the writing. Even though Jackman's trying his hardest, P.T. Barnum is a especially two-dimensional character. He can be a dreamer. Oh, I just want to do something with my life. Oh, to a rich jackass. I don't care for you freaks anymore. I have all the money in the world. Yeah. Charity's just the emotional support. Efron, I guess, is okay. The most who has any character is Zendaya, and she's not even in that film for long. And the direction. There's no direction to this. It's just cliche after cliche after cliche after cliche after cliche after cliche. It's just nothing but stupid writing and pointless directing. The acting, music are all good. And for its one Oscar nomination, This Is Me, I didn't really get it. I didn't like the song. I knew why I got nominated. It's just saying, don't judge you by the outside. I mean, heck, most of the Oscar nominees that were here, there were 2 songs about racial diversity, another about gay diversity, another about Mexican diversity, and this one is about not judging your outside, your physical appearance. And I totally support that, but the song I don't really get. I don't like it. It's just bland. It's something you could hear on the Disney Radio Top 10. And the singer is fine, but I just don't care for the song in general. But in all, this could have been something better. Everybody still loved it, but the audience loves it, but the critics. It has a 56% currently on Rotten Tomatoes, and some critics are not taking kindly to it. But there were much better films. That year, but this was a film that had so much potential, yet was wasted. I'm the marvelous mastermind behind the movies, and I'm back.